Okay, moving on, payment gateway and services provider Cashfree Payments has posted a 75% rise in revenues from operations to 614 crore rupees, even as its losses rose sharply to 133 crores in FY23 from 3 crores in the year before. Its expenses also more than doubled during the year to 750 crore rupees. It also received, remember, the payment aggregator license from RBI, and the impact of the embargo on customer onboarding that was in place for nearly a year will probably reflect in the FY24 numbers. So to discuss all of those, joining me now is Akash Sinha, the co-founder and CEO of Cashfree. Akash, welcome to CNBC-TV18. Thank you very much for your time here. Steep rise in revenues for FY23 for you. Give us a breakup to begin with of how much came from your core business of payments, how much from your other business like, Forex and others, and overall, how much did you have to spend per unit for each rupee that you earned in FY23?
First of all, thank you very much for having on this show. See, I think FY23, we grew phenomenally. I think it was just unfortunate that we had to go through embargo by end of the year. But by then, I think the idea was to how do we scale existing product? How do we continue to get more and more market share? And at the same time, how do we invest into new products which can create revenues for the future? So this is what we did essentially FY23. Right? We saw a lot of growth in the core product, especially in the payments product. But we also doubled down into our ability to continue innovating for the future. Right? If you see overall headcount at Cashfree grew from somewhere around 350 that we ended financial year 22, and we added more than 350 to 400 people in the period of financial year 23. The idea was how do we end up building a superior technology which can, meet the demand of technology demand. We can meet the payments demand, which is being created in markets like India. Right? India is poised to hit $5 trillion economy very soon. At the same time, we expect digital transaction volume to where we are today. Right? And to be ready for that, we wanted to invest in technology, invest in product. And that is where a lot of investments have gone in. Plus, we were able to launch new products in the period of last 12 months. Right? We launched things on connected banking, digital lending guidelines. I think there are a lot of guidelines where we had to be ready for it. Then we launched verification suite, which also scaled up very well. Recently, we launched FlowWise, which is India's first.
Akash. RBI's ban on onboarding new customers for you, that lasted almost a year until you got the final license. To what extent is it going to impact the FY24 numbers? Any early estimates you could give us?
I think we just have 3 more months left for this year. But overall, I think compared to financial year 23, we are going to see overall growth on the revenue for the company, right? We are not going to see a dip because of, one, we have been able to, increase the wallet share of a lot of existing customers. And second, we have also been able to cross-sell to our existing client base, right? Starting with this financial year, Cashfree had more than 3.5 lakh merchants on the platform. So, a bunch of them are in dormant state, bunch of them were not transacting, or sharing their full business, to us. So we have been able to.
So no estimates yet. No estimates yet. Sure. Your losses have also risen quite sharply during the year.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, your losses have also risen quite sharply to 133 crores from 3 crores that you saw the year before. What is the reason for this? Because you were profitable, in the few years before that. Has that ban hurt the company a lot? And does that mean FY24 will also be a year where you continue to report losses?
See, I just explained, right? I think before financial 23, we had 350 people on the company, right? End of financial 23, we had more than 750 people. So we added a lot of people in the company for the sake of, investing into the product technology, investing in the process, and be more mature to, meet the demands which are coming out in the future, right? We also invested in a lot of products which are still in a very infant stage, but they're going to start giving us in the reward and revenue in this year and the upcoming year. So a lot of these are largely investment, not the expenses, right? You're going to see the results of those investment in this financial year and also the next.
Okay, let's also talk about that payment aggregator license then, because, how many merchants do you have in the pipeline that you can now onboard, and what sort of fillip is this going to give to your business in the near term?
I think in the last 20 days itself, we onboarded more than 23,000 accounts, right, which have been pending for us for last 10 to 12 months. So a lot of merchants had done KYC in the platform, they've done the agreement, they did the integration, but they were simply waiting for us to switch on the tap. Right, I think we got the final license around 15th of December, and in the last 20 days, the team has been able to onboard more than 23,000 accounts on the platform already. So it's a great, exciting time for us, right? I mean, a lot of merchants were unable to use the platform, which they're able to do now. And we're also doing accelerated onboarding for a lot of these start as a new merchant, which can come to Cashfree, get live within 24 hours, and start ramping up the business on the platform.
Okay, so, what would that mean in terms of volume growth for you, in this coming year? And would that also mean that you need to raise more capital? Because your last funding round was in June of 2021.
True. I think to answer the first question, we are expecting to triple our monthly volume in the next 12-month period. That is where we are heading toward. Right? The reason is the market is also, becoming bigger day by day. And second, we had a lot of pent-up demand, right? Where people wanted to use Cashfree, they couldn't, but now a lot of them are coming back. So we'll likely see around 2.5 to 3x growth in the total volume we are going to process. To answer the second question, I think we are going to see a lot of, new merchants coming on the platform, right? At the same time, revenues are going to shoot up proportional to the, volume we are going to see growth on the platform.
Okay, so no commitment on whether you're in the market to raise funds or not. But Akash, we've run out of time. Thank you very much, for being here on Startup Street. Yes, go ahead.
No, sorry. I think, as I said, right, I think the company has been able to generate revenue in the past, right? We also raised funding from State Bank of India, its partners. So now we are pretty self-sustainable. I think we don't need, no money right now. But as we grow further, as we plan to grow in more geographies, right, which is always on the roadmap, then we may, decide to hit the market.
Okay, Akash, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much again for your time here on CNBC-TV18.
Thank you very much.
Well, with that, it's time for us to head into a short break. On the other side, Velocity announces a 300 crore rupee capital fund to empower SaaS businesses. What is the investment mantra and which sectors are they betting on? We understand from founder and CEO Abhiroop Medekar right after this short break. Stay tuned.